It's a beautifully calm day here at Tremblant GT, as we're getting ready to kick things off. Mr. Bang will be looking to convert their pole position into a win.
But they can't afford to get complacent. They will have a target on their back now.
We see Joe Ergu sitting in the second spot. Taking the third spot is Chris Ilduke. Smells Like We will look to make a splash from the fourth position on the starting grid. Our fifth place starter for today's race is none other than Wayne Pearson,
putting that Radical State Route 3 into prime position for the race.
Eddie G has qualified 6th. Our 7th place starter, Sunoiler, is a driver who knows how to make up ground on the track.
They've got the heart of a lion, and they won't back down from a challenge.
From the middle of the pack, we have Mike O'Hagan in 8th place on the starting grid.
O'Hagan is going to show us something special, I'm sure of it.
Green means go, mates. As they scramble, gotta be wary of a big blue on the inside track.
Well shoot, this here's where the rubber meets the road. These drivers gotta wrangle their rides just right or it's all gonna go south in a hurry.
Now, isn't that a sight? Mr. Bang hanging tight at 1. Maybe they're waiting for everyone else to make their move. Smart as a whip, that one. Is there a better sight than a field of elite racing drivers battling for position? There's some intense battling throughout the field as everyone is looking to get off to a good start.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how this race unfolds.
Mr. Bang trying to give their rivals a head start? They're already behind from the get-go. This is going to be one hell of a race, I can already feel it. Pressure is on whilst the field is bunched. Who can keep their cool and take advantage? Heartbreak for Smells Like We as they slip down the field. You reckon these drivers do any off-track training? Maybe a bit of kangaroo boxing?
Haha, if they do, sign me up. But I think most stick to wrestling with the steering wheel.
Tell ya what, O'Hagan's got more guts than a croc in a boxing ring. Closing that gap and breathing down the neck of Smells Like We. Hope Smells Like We brought the aero guide. Cause is about to get bitten.
It's a pressure cooker out there. Every second shaved off means Mike's a step closer to tasting victory.
You reckon Smells Like We's rear view is just filled with Mike now?
Oh, without a doubt. That's a sight no driver wants in their mirrors.
The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown? Coming into turn 8, the fight for third is heating up. Who will be the first to blink? The gap between Smells Like We and Sunoiler is razor thin as they vie for 5th in this nail-biting contest.
Remember that time Smells Like We made that audacious move on the last lap? Feels like deja vu, doesn't it, Rob?
Oh, talk about a tango on tarmac. Wayne Pearson is dancing closer and closer to Eddie G. You can feel the tension as they approach bridge turn.
When I was racing, we had a saying, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. Wayne Pearson is definitely living on the edge today.
Ripper of a move. Wayne Pearson's not just in the race, they're owning it. G'day, third.
You can't argue with results like that. Wayne Pearson is really making their mark on this race.
Looks like we've had a few incidents out there.
Someone forgot to take their driving lessons. They're making more U-turns than a confused tourist.
Hilarious. I think they might need to call their GPS for directions. Maybe it can help them navigate the track. You reckon Wayne Pearson's got a shot, mate?
I'd say it's like trying to throw a football into a moving pickup truck from 50 yards. Tough, but not impossible. It's all about finding the perfect opportunity. Wayne Pearson needs to stay patient and wait for Eddie G to make a mistake.
Oh, this is getting intense. Sunoiler is just a few car lengths behind Wayne Pearson.
Y'all ever been to a Carolina hoedown? 'Cause Sunoiler's dancing with that car, looking to waltz right past Wayne Pearson.
It's a thrilling pursuit as Eddie G is right behind Joe Ergu, keeping the pressure on for first place.
A misjudgment by either driver could result in a close encounter with a tire barrier car, and that's one handshake they'll want to avoid.
No room for error here. Sunoiler is breathing down the neck of Eddie G, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move.
Sunoiler is so close to Eddie G that if this were a dance floor, they'd be doing the tango.
Buckle up. Smells Like We is all over Wayne Pearson like a cheap suit. Are we about to see some wheel-to-wheel action? Someone's revved up after lunch. Smells Like We's blitzed ahead, claiming fourth.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Smells like We's charging like a bull in a china shop. Welcome to fourth, cowboy.
Al, can you share some strategies that drivers use to manage tire degradation during a race?
Certainly, Rob. Some strategies include adjusting the car's setup for better tire life, altering driving lines to reduce wear, and using tire management techniques like lift and coast to preserve grip for as long as possible.
This race has turned into a game of cat and mouse. Mike is the predator, with Smells Like We firmly in their sights. Well, butter my bread and call it a sandwich. Wayne Pearson's not letting Mr. Bang have all the fairy bread at this party. Watch out, Mr. Bang, he's coming for your Tim Tams, mate.
It's a dance of titans, a symphony of engines, and Wayne Pearson's tempo is rising.
I'm sure Joe Ergu in third is starting to notice Mike is right on their tail and is still closing the gap. Can Joe Ergu, can they hold on to their position? It's a challenging situation for Joe Ergu. They're sandwiched between their fierce competitors, Mike 0.1 seconds away and Eddie G 0.2 seconds ahead. They'll need to stay sharp and find an opportunity to make a move.
Absolutely, Rob. The pressure is mounting for York U as they navigate through this challenging situation. It's crucial for them to remain focused and make calculated moves.
Oh, the pressure is on for Joe Ergu, trapped between Mike 0.1 seconds away and Eddie G just ahead with a gap of 0.2 seconds. They must defend their position while seeking an opportunity to advance. It looks like Joe Ergu is in control. They're ahead of Smells Like We by over a second, and it doesn't look like they're going to be challenged anytime soon.
It's not over yet. Smells Like We is right on York U's tail, and if they can find just a little bit of extra speed, they might be able to make a move.
Alright, hold your horses. Mike O'Hagan is really putting the heat on Eddie G. If I were Eddie G, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop. Quiet, steady, reliable. That Smells Like We's game today. No drama, just some good old-fashioned racing. It's like David versus Goliath out there. Smells Like We just slung a stone and gained ground, while Joe Ergu is left searching for footing.
This race is heating up faster than a Barbie in summer. Smells Like We's got that winning glint.
It's a game of inches now as Eddie G tails O'Hagan closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake.
Y'all see that? Eddie's right on Mike's tail, and with the gap narrowing, hump is going to be crucial.
Eddie G is trying their best, but can't seem to find the pace to keep up with Mike at the moment. There's a storm brewing, and it's got Joe Ergu's name on it. Smells like we, batten down the hatches, it's coming for you. This is what high-octane racing looks like. Mike O'Hagan is breathing down the neck of Joe Ergu, not giving him any room to relax. Tyre degradation's a right pain in the ass, but Mike's handling it like a champ. Getting real up close and personal with Joe Ergu, aren't they? And Mike has just won the place from Joe Ergu. The gap between Mike and Joe Ergu may be wide, but that doesn't mean Mike is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance.
That's right, and Lord Yu knows that they have to keep pushing hard and driving their own race. They can't let Mike off the hook.
It's tighter than a wallaby in a pouch out there.
I'll try and translate this, and on this side of the pond, it's closer than a hot dog in a bun.
Look at Wayne Pearson trying to close the gap on Eddie G. Kind of like me trying to get close to a decent Barbie back home.
Barbie? Oh, you mean a barbecue. Yeah, but over here it's like trying to catch the last slice of pizza at a Super Bowl party.
Looks like Eddie G is legging it from Wayne Pearson. The gap's growing like a well-watered wattle as they zoom through turn 3. You know, the way these racers manage their fuel is an art in itself. Reminds me of when I'm trying to eke out the last bit of sauce from a Vegemite jar.
Vegemite again? Man, I'd rather run on empty. But yeah, getting that fuel strategy right is like pacing yourself at a southern buffet. Go too hard too fast, and you won't make it to the pecan pie.
The pressure is really on for Mike O'Hagan in second as Smells Like We is closing in. This is where experience and skill really count.
It's a close race as we can see, and Mike O'Hagan is doing a great job defending their position. Will Smells Like We be able to squeeze through?
It smells like We is giving it their all as they chase down Mike O'Hagan in P2.
The tension between Smells Like We and Mike is palpable as they battle for P2. No doubt, both drivers know that one mistake could cost them the position. It's a test of nerves as much as skill.
The battle for 5 is heating up as Wayne Pearson tries to catch Eddie G in P5. It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Wayne Pearson, who is currently in P6. But Eddie G is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Wayne Pearson.
I agree. Wayne Pearson is putting in the effort. Sort of like me at karaoke night. Not sure about the results, but full points for enthusiasm.
The race is really heating up. Eddie G is hunting down Joe Ergu with everything they've got. Look at that, Smells Like We is hot on the tail of Mike.
The gap is 0.7 seconds now. Smells Like We is going to have to work a bit harder to close that gap with Mike.
This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit. Laid plans of mice and men, haha, but it's certainly not going to plan for Eddie G right now as they are struggling to keep up with Joe Ergu. By the looks of it, Wayne Pearson in 6th is keen to throw another shrimp on the barbie and crank up the heat on Eddie G. Hold on to your stubbies.
They say pressure makes diamonds. Well, Wayne Pearson's shining bright, closing in with every heartbeat.
This is a thrilling moment in the race, with Eddie G in 5th defending their position with everything they've got. But Wayne Pearson is relentless, and the gap is less than 0.2 seconds. It's anyone's position at this point.
This is a tight race and Eddie G is doing a great job of holding them off. It will be interesting to see if Wayne Pearson can make a move.
Wayne Pearson wants to find a way round Eddie G. Wow, Eddie G is really pushing hard to catch up to Joe Ergue. There's blood in the water for 4th place. It's a battle of wills out there, each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other.
This is what separates the good from the great, the ability to stay focused and perform under pressure.
Mate, Mr. Bang's got a stretch ahead that's longer than the Nullarbor. Going to need more than a tinny to bridge that expanse.
It's like fishing without bait right now. They're not going to catch much at this rate.
Talk about intense. Wayne Pearson is on Eddie's bumper. We're in for a treat as they approach turn 6.
At this rate, Wayne Pearson and Eddie G are so close, they could share a cup of tea and a biscuit.
If Wayne Pearson doesn't pick up the pace, hell, they'll be as relevant as an ashtray on a motorbike. It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. Mate, are they packing something extra down under? Eddie's just rocketed into 4th. Joe Ergue seems to be putting the pressure on Eddie G.
Do they have the speed for a move, and more importantly, do they have the talent?
Hold on to your hats, folks. Wayne Pearson is right on the heels of Joe Ergue, and we're in for a wild ride. Wayne Pearson's giving it a red-hot go, but can't seem to muster the pace to keep up with Joe Ergue. It's like chasing a roux on a motorbike. Blimey, Joe Ergue's more eager to catch Eddie G than a bloke at the bar at last call. Hope he's got the stamina for this chase. Blimey, Wayne Pearson is closing in on Joe Ergue like they owe them money. This duel is going to light up turn 7.
This is getting heated. With Wayne Pearson nipping at the heels of Ergue, they're going to make turn 7 one to remember.
Things are heating up as Joe Ergue closes in on Eddie G. The gap between them is down to practically nothing. I'm curious, Hal, can you tell us about any pre-race rituals you had when you were racing?
Of course, Rob. Before every race, I would listen to a specific playlist of songs to help me get in the zone. I also had a lucky pair of socks that I would wear during races. It may sound silly, but those little rituals help me feel prepared and focused.
Tell ya what, Joe Ergue's defending harder than a roux with the last Tim Tam. Wayne Pearson's gonna have to pull something special out of the bag. Things are getting spicy as Wayne Pearson is breathing down Joe Ergue's neck. The gap? Mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them.
This is the moment where legends are made. These drivers will go down in history as the ones who fought tooth and nail for the top spot.
An impressive showing from Mike, who has gained positions and left Sunoiler in the dust.
You see, it's moments like these that separate the champs from the chumps. And Mike's looking every bit the champ today.
You ever see a croc stalking its prey? That's the energy Sunoiler's bringing right now. Ready to strike when the moment's right.
Kinda reminds me of a linebacker waiting for that perfect moment to make a game-changing tackle. The anticipation is intense, and Sunoiler's not letting up.
Here's the thing about racing, sometimes it's not just about speed. It's about pressure, mind games, and this, right here, is a masterclass from Mike. Sticking so close to the leader, making him constantly aware of the imminent threat.
Spot on. It's like a shark circling its prey. The leader knows it, we know it, and by the looks of it, Mike is ready for the kill.
Look at this. Joe Yu is practically drafting off Eddie G. With the gap this small, the kink is going to be a real test.
If Jorg Yu isn't careful, they might end up turning this high-speed chase into a synchronized spinning routine. And trust me, that's not a crowd pleaser.
You can feel the rumble from here. Sunoiler's in the thick of it, and they're not letting go. It's a battle of wills, and only the strongest will come out on top.
Yeah, it's like the final lap of the Daytona 500. Pedal to the metal, eyes on the prize, and no room for error. This is what racing's all about.
Blimey, Wayne Pearson is sticking to Joe Yu like a kangaroo to her Joey. At this rate, they'll be side by side as they hit S's. Hold on to your hats. Joe Yu is gunning for Eddie G. Reckon we might see some cheeky moves on the next bend?
You can feel the intensity in the air. The slightest mistake could cost either of them the race.
A tough moment for Joe Yu, who has just lost a place, dumping them down to 6th.
Racing's like good old southern barbecue. Slow and steady. Maybe Jorg Yu is just marinating a bit before the big sizzle.
This is where the true champions shine, and Wayne Pearson is certainly showing their class in the final sector. You know, it's like watching a Kelpie herd sheep. Mike O'Hagan's making sure Sunoiler stays right where they want them. No room for a sneaky pass here.
Surely they've got enough in the tank to pull away. Gonna be interesting to watch this battle unfold.
And it's a checkered flag for Mike O'Hagan, who crosses the finish line with a commanding victory. What a phenomenal performance, absolutely dominant today.
That was a true masterclass in driving from Mike. You could see them making split-second decisions with total confidence, and it really paid off. What a performance.
Sunoiler takes second place with a fantastic race. What a race from Smells Like We. They kept their cool and secured a well-earned third place on the podium.
What a drive. Well-deserved spot on the podium with that performance.
Coming in 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, we have Eddie G, Wayne Pearson, Joe Yu, and Mr. Bang. Chris Ilduke end in 8th.